Arriving from the sands and dunes further south, you find a good part of Etosha covered in woodland savanna. We'd be staying here on the eastern doorstep of the park.
How's that for a lovely warm African welcome? We've just arrived at Mokuti Lodge. Etosha National Park is just over the end of that runway over there, just a stone's throw away. I'm going to grab myself a lovely sundowner, have a light bite to eat and get an early night because tomorrow's a very long day. But first, I must dance.
The local Ovambo people named the lodge Mokuti, which means in the forest. It's quite an oasis compared to the nearby salt pan, which they call Etosha, known as the place with the great white dunes. The lodge is thatched with grass from the savannah, and we found it a refreshing, not overly modern design. A return to a classic safari look, where the buildings feel traditional, and GM Ivan Kasozi has everything in hand.
Ivan, firstly, thank you so much for my amazing welcome last night. So what makes Mokuti the premier destination in Namibia?
Besides being next door to Etosha National Park, Jonathan, Mokuti Etosha Lodge sits on 4,000 hectares of a private game reserve, and some of the game that you do see close to the facility provide that oneness with nature to our guests. But over and above that, we have 114 comfortable rooms for our guests to stay in. So a good balance between accommodation and our food and beverage experience. And on top of it, the safari makes Mokuti your ultimate safari destination.
Up with the sparrows and 340 bird species of Etosha, John was keen to see animals unique to this part of Africa, the elephants in particular. Tour guide Anna Ace took us first to the more sociable spots.
Anna, this is always my favorite scene in Africa because it's the open plain and the waterhole and all the animals and the birds come together and drink.
So this is one of the natural waterholes which is chewed up. You look at the surrounding of the waterhole, it's not much that active. At the waterhole, we got two spotted hyenas. We have the brown and then the spotted hyena in the park itself, but on the eastern side, we have the spotted one. The hyena and then the two jackals, they are scavengers. The spotted hyenas can only do hunting when they're in a group of more than 50. So that's why you see the animals were relaxed. So they know those guys won't do anything to them. We see less at the waterhole because it's our raining season. Animals have enough food, enough water in the bush. That's why you see them less coming to the waterhole.
The Angolan giraffe of the Northern Namibia and Etosha form a subspecies of their own. Just as special are the elephants of northwestern Namibia, which are the tallest tuskers in Africa.
We found another busy waterhole now, and those are two lovely male elephants. And am I right in saying that they'll drink 200 liters of water a day and they can hold 9 liters in their trunk?
Wow, that's correct. I'm so impressed. So they can drink 200 liters per day, which you can see they can spread the body with the water itself, because when it is hot, they have to come to cool down their blood. So we can see our Etosha elephants, they have the short tusks because of lack of calcium. They can eat 300 kg of food per day. They can drink more than 5 times per day. We have the zebras, which is the plain zebras, which we get on the eastern side of the park. We also have the mountain zebra, but we only have it on the western side of the park.
The support players of Oryx and Kudu make for quite an ensemble cast, and Etosha supports a healthy game population. As green as the savannah was another surprising feature of the lodge, which even came with its own rackets.
How cool is this? A tennis court in the middle of the African bush. I can't play by myself though, which means crew, come and join me.
With our director of photography, Mfundo Kumalo, insisting he didn't play tennis, it was going to be 3 players, and that meant American doubles. Mfundo was still keen to film, so the inaugural top-billing presenter versus crew championship is now a matter of record. As to who won, John changed the subject to lunch and what Chef Brian Prince had in store.
Oh, hi Jonathan, how are you? Okay?
I've had the longest day, man. What are we eating?
You're at the right place, my man. This is meat country that we're in. So this is what we have today. We've got a lovely game rump that we're going to marinate in different sauces and some dry ingredients that we're going to mix with some olive oil. Then we're gonna pair that together with some purees that we already have. And the sauce that we're gonna top it off with is a chocolate and red wine jus.
I could eat that on its own.
The greens are grown locally. The game doesn't come any more grass-fed or free-range, and the olive oil is proudly African too.
Love a bit of basil.
Lovely, nice flavors. Just 1 teaspoon will be enough. 1 heap, yeah, that's good. Okay. Now we're gonna use the aniseed.
Aniseed? Yeah. I know what that is. I don't know how I know what that is. I love aniseed so much.
Nice flavor.
Nice and fresh, eh?
Yeah, nice and fresh. Now we're gonna take a little bit of the Worcester.
Worcester sauce.
That we just add. Just 1 teaspoon is good. Just trying to create some nice color also with it.
Okay.
And the vinegar, the acidity of it is also very nice. Last but not least, we're gonna add the barbecue sauce.
Bit of sweetness.
A little bit of sweetness. That's it.
Just the 1 teaspoon.
Just mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know when it's mixed, when the color changes.
Okay.
So that's why you get a little bit of the flavors of the dry herbs and a little bit of the acidity from the Worcester.
Okay, so it's making all those different flavors pop.
All those different flavors pop, yes.
Cool.
What we're gonna do now, we're gonna add the garlic. Just add it to the marinade.
You can never have too much garlic, so
Never
don't
have
be
too
shy there.
Never have too much garlic, you're very right. So what we're gonna still do at the end, we're gonna have a little bit of balsamic because of got the acidity in, so don't want too much. You already have the Worcester in there. Just a teaspoon will be more than enough. But that's enough, yeah. Now you certainly where you know in the kitchen.
I don't know about that, but I'll take your word for it.
So this is now a good marinade that we're gonna use. So now we're gonna just take the rump and we're gonna rub it in. The reason why we don't put in too much liquid, because we don't want to have too much liquidity in it, because of the amount of flavor that's already there with the garlic and the dry herbs that draws into it as you're marinating it now. We want it to go onto the grill, and once it hits the grill, the flavor must still be there. When the heat hits the flavor of the meat and we still have to put it into the oven, it still has to draw some more of the flavor.
Oh, lovely. All those secrets that we don't know about, eh?
All the secrets you don't know about, yeah.
The important question is, when do we put the red wine and chocolate?
The red wine and chocolate, we're going to do it after we put it in on the grill, into the oven for a little bit of roasting. The minute we take it out, we let it rest for about 2 or 3 minutes, 5 at the most, because this thing doesn't contain a lot of blood, it doesn't have a lot of fat, so you don't have to rest it too long.
Drawing on the millennia-old rock art traditions of local hunter-gatherers, chef's plating is also creative.
Okay, Jonathan, now we're finally done with our plating. It's now time for you to have a taste.
Is that the only chocolate sauce and red wine you're putting there? You're leaving me hanging. I want to drench it in that.
I can always send you the recipe.
I'm not going to argue with the chef. All right, let's taste it.
Tell me what you think.
Perfect combination, acidity, sweetness, the freshness of the herbs, garlic, good. Red wine, good. Nice. Chocolate, good.
Happy to hear that.
I'm a happy man.
I'm so happy to make your wishes come true. But I did tell you you're at the right place.
Yeah.
Mokuti Lodge.
Thank you, my friend. I'm taking this with me.
No, don't take my plate.
And the sauce?
You can have that one.
A rushed spa treatment in the city can't hold a candle to the time and space you get to enjoy one here. Valerie Moreira's team are trained in several styles of massage, from Balinese to Swedish. After tennis, John just wanted something for sore feet and wounded pride.
I'm going to give you a good foot massage, which is going to relax you with some pressure points. Just enjoy the surrounding.
Our presenter wasn't about to argue with this advice.
So what are some of your favorite combinations? Maybe it's couch and a movie, coffee and cake. To me, it's the African bush and a spa. Pure bliss.
We'd expected to find only salt pans, but been met by forests and Africa's tallest elephants. Etosha is a land of surprises, so just look forward to the next one.